The question is that Part 3 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Part 3 will stand part. The question now is that Part 4 stand part. This is on clauses 54 to 62.
Mr Chairman.
Oh, the Honourable Leanne Dalsey.
I have just a very brief call to make, and simply to alert the House to my amendment, which is to remove clause 54. And the effect of removing clause 54 of the bill would be simply to require a review of MMP to occur after the next election, and that would occur regardless of the outcome of the first referendum. So the first referendum, the current clause 54 requires for the review of MMP, or the part of the bill, to only come into force if in fact the referendum decides that an alternative to MMP is preferred. And then that means that the second referendum, if National were to be re-elected, would be held on the basis of a flawed version of MMP, which people agree is flawed, and rather than actually fixing what's wrong with the system and putting that up against a new system, then allowing the flawed system to go up against a brand new version of whichever system is preferred out of the four. The one point that I would make is that if I had been writing the rules for this referendum, I would have ensured that MMP was reviewed before the first referendum. But I wasn't, so obviously we've had no influence in that regard. That was a government decision to put the flawed version of MMP up for consideration without actually fixing the problems with it and then putting it up for reconsideration. But given that, the Labour Party will make a pledge at the next election that should we become the government, we will ensure that the second referendum is held after the MMP system is reviewed, that any of the flaws are in fact resolved with the MMP system, and that it will be that system that will go up against the preferred option in the 2014 general election. So we are committed to the same timetable that the government has set out, but we will review MMP and we will fix any of the flaws that we find in that system as evidenced by the input of the people of New Zealand.